Hey everyone, I'm going to talk to Simon Warda again. Simon, if you haven't seen his video before, go look it up about gut health, organic food, even a little bit of fasting. But we wanted to dive deeper into fasting because I thought I was, kind of pretty advanced in fasting. But no, once I talked to Simon, I understood, no. Like I'm nowhere close to being advanced in fasting. So Simon has done several different things. And that's why I wanted to bring him in, kind of share that and why fasting is good or the different types of fasting is done, why it's good and why he does it. So Simon, again, by the way, go to his goorganiceats.com and also his Instagram account, their Instagram account. Simon and Dorothy both are in the Go Organic Eats. I believe they're also about to start a new store with my friend who actually introduced me to Simon and Dorothy. So if you're interested in spreading that organic eats and doing business with them, again, go to their website. You will have the contact information. You can contact them. I'll be posting that information. So go ahead and contact them. But if you want to go eat great organic food, go to their Colleyville store. If you live in Dallas area, go to their Colleyville store, Go Organic Eats, and you'll have great food. And you can get some great tips and great reading material for being your healthy self. All right. With that being said, Simon, let's get into fasting. Or if you want to say anything else, please kind of share.
Thank you for a great introduction and your kind words. So fasting is a very, very broad topic. And fasting is, it will affect everybody completely differently. So genetically, as a species, we design for a feast or fast. We are not designed to eat every 3-4 hours, and we are not designed to place the image of the food pyramid on a wall and pray to it. It is just the complete opposite. And it will not have a good effect, and you can see that outside observing people walking on the streets. And tremendous disappointing health effects on everybody. So from the start, we were designed to feast or fast.
Gotcha.
Some animals, some species, they can go fasting for a very extended period of times. Let's say bears can hibernate for a few months, winter, and then like common ticks, they can hibernate for 18 years.
Gotcha.
So we, of course, it's very, very good to fast or just make it a lifestyle.
Gotcha.
It's a difference between a famine and fast.
Fasting. Yep, there's a difference. There you go.
So fast is voluntary, famine is something we cannot control. However, for health benefits, it's the best what you can do to your body. And it's very, very affordable. Doesn't cost you anything.
There you go. That's the important thing.
So it's a double whammy on a positive way. You don't have to worry about dishes. You don't have to worry about cooking. You have no cleaning. You have no, oh, they will close the store. I cannot buy this. I cannot buy that. So it's not an issue anymore. And of course, it depends on your health issues and health condition.
There you go.
So, like I said, it will affect every single person. Could affect completely different way. It could be unpleasant, and it's mostly unpleasant for some people unaware of what the fasting can do. and how the body will react, because basically at some point we will enter this state called autophagy. It's a self-repairment state when we recycle our body on a cellular level. So body is smart, body will not burn and use healthy cells, healthy tissues. Body will convert into fuel, into energy, damaged cells, unrepairable cells. And also when we choose to dry fast, meaning trying to stay with no food, no water, we will also go into autophagy, and we will produce metabolic water, so-called metabolic water. So first, when we start that, body will convert sugars, meaning glucose, glycogen, and then produce some energy and the water, and that will be the purest water in the universe. Absolutely. Incredible, incredible process. And then when we get rid of sugars in glycogen, that usually starts in about 24 hours, we'll start burning fat cells. So if you compare molecule of sugar and molecule of, let's say, palmitic acid, which is like 50% of animal fats, it's consistent with like a palmitic acid chemical signature, you will see that we have way more hydrogen atoms in the fat and than sugars. That means fat is fat. Taking oxygen from the air will break either sugar or fat, and the body will create some energy. Of course, carbon dioxide, which will exhale, and the water. However, those are completely two different animals: water fast and the dry fast.
Yeah, let's get into this. So let's go step by step. Let's go first one, like we talked about, monk fasting, and kind of share how that works and what it does to your body, all that stuff. By the way, I'm right now in the monk fasting myself right now. Right now. I was just sharing that with Simon. I start every Sunday evening and then don't eat or drink or eat anything. I drink. I do water only for that monk fasting till, Tuesday morning. So anyway, kind of share kind of explain to people what that monk fasting does for you if you do that regularly, and what's the effect, and kind of, any details you can give as far as science-wise for people who would want to do it or want to know about it.
The monk fast, it's the name monk fast. It's because of the religious beliefs, and in the East, very, very popular for meditation to achieve clarity of mind. And the benefits of monk fast, because it's usually between like 36 to 40 hours, there are major benefits body achieves in right after between 20 of 28 hours of monk fast. So when we wake up, we are already 6, 8, 10, 12 hours with no food, no water, and then of course we can drink some, and we go the entire day with no food. We will go to sleep on an empty stomach, and then our sleep will be way more beneficial. The body will go into deep state of cleaning itself. And then it's really on a chemical levels, balancing the hormones and neurotransmitters. It's great for us. So the body can achieve a rest when it comes to digestive system, hormone production, cleaning interest from our body. Doing that once a week, once every 2 weeks, it's really a game changer in so many levels. So first of all, we will stay from insulin resistance, way more efficient way. And we have a society which is pretty much in 80 to 80% insulin resistance. That affects not only our body, it affects also our mind, because that affects our brain. If our cells are insulin resistant, our brain is insulin resistant, so cannot be nourished the proper way. And of course, high blood pressure, what else? Human growth hormone production, and basically that's what it is for a monk fast. That's between 20 to 28 hours into it, but that's for somebody who does not practice. It's hard to perceive as a very, very beneficial, because in the same time, when we get rid of sugar, start getting into ketosis, start burning fats, we will start to feel weak. We'll have some minor headache because of the toxins. Will enter the bloodstream. It will affect our brain in the form of mild headaches, nausea, but that's completely natural. And we are responsible for that ourselves because of the toxin accumulation in our body.
Gotcha. Great. Now, getting into water-only fasting, and, I guess technically the 36 hours is obviously water-only fasting, sort of in that sense. What's the max you have done, and, what are the benefits? Obviously, you kind of explained a little bit on the blood sugar, all that increases. The extended one, what are the other benefits, right? Extended water-only fasting, what are the other benefits you recommend our people who done? I've done personally 3 days and 7 days water-only fasting, twice 3 days and once 7 days. 7 days obviously was a bit tougher than the 3 days. Obviously 3 days was not tough at all. 7 days was, and I did one of the bad things I did personally was I worked out at least first 4 days, which wasn't a good deal. My workout was not minor stuff. I do some heavy type of workout, which was the bad thing, I think, personally, where I kind of 6, 10, 7 day kind of it affected me a little bit, where I fell down and all that stuff because I wasn't having enough energy. So in that sense, kind of recommend how people should do 7-day water fasting and the benefit, or extended water fasting, not 7 days. I'm talking about extended. What are the benefits and how they should do it, essentially?
Well, we need to remember that, my longest water fast was 20 days.
Yeah, you told me that.
So the longest veggie juice fast, no fruit juice, was 42 days. So I've been drinking veggie juice for 42 days, twice a day. Now, like I said, it will affect you different way, and it depends how much fat you have on your body. Because if somebody is skinny, really skinny, I wouldn't recommend any fast. Maybe monk fast once in a while. However, when you do water fast, you need to remember to take some minerals.
Yep, true.
If you dry fast, I wouldn't recommend taking any minerals, because it's one of the miracles now everybody is talking about, that during the dry fast, minerals in the body are very, very stable. So it's not necessary to take anything.
Mm.
One of the things because we are making that metabolic water and some other stuff on a hormonal level. However, any water fast, is it a day, is it 2 days or 3 days, 7 days, it's always very, very beneficial. You can watch some great videos and speeches on the YouTube or other platforms from good doctors, very knowledgeable doctors, cardiosurgeons, and holistic ones, and they all, I mean, not all of them, but many of them will recommend fasting, specifically for autophagy. One of the Japanese scientists, biologists, received the Nobel Prize on autophagy in, I think, 2006, because, like I said, it's the cheapest and the best thing what you can do to your body. So no matter how long it is, you can start reversing aging. When you start fasting in about day 2 or 3, you will notice that your hearing is improving, that your vision is improving. Our hunter-gatherer genes are kicking on a higher gear, so we are becoming hunters. When you will smell the water from the distance. It's kind of amazing, and hearing, smelling, and eyesight is incredibly improved. When it comes to males, human growth hormone, which is in decline after we cross 25, age of 25, is the production is being less and less and less. However, if you are 45, your human growth hormone will go up. Your insulin level will stabilize. You will not be hungry as often. You will go into ketosis. You will start burning fat and unwanted cells. So sleep, way better sleep. That's incredible. Just try to record yourself trying to fall asleep in an empty stomach, waking up in the middle of the night, sweaty and having sometimes some nightmares, and get a sleep on empty stomach, not in a not very, very hot room. So huge difference, swings. That's something which people with taking an informed decision to go for fast will, I hope, they will make a note, or they will note what they observe, what is happening to their bodies. And then you can break the fast anytime you want. Right. That's a good thing. There's not shortage of food. You don't have to travel on a horseback a week one way to get the food.
Right.
One very important thing, breaking the fast is more important than starting the fast. We are sending our digestive tract on a vacation. So we can do very good thing and we can do a very bad thing.
Yeah.
If we will have let's say, breaking the fast, going for a fast food chain, it's a very, very bad idea.
Right.
Getting some of those chocolate bars available everywhere, very, very bad idea.
Yeah.
So we have opportunity for a fresh start. When we go fasting, we can erase all the mistakes. It will come sooner or later. But when we break the fast, we should concentrate on the whole, clean foods, not to wake up demons in our bodies again with, hormonal storm and inhaling and ingesting really bad food, because that's what we don't want to do, because we will feel the effect right away.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, I started the new year with a dry fast, and I felt really not really good in day 3. It went away. So I went like 4 days, 4.5 days on a dry fast. I broke the fast for a day and a half. And I start another dry fast period for over 4 days with no issues whatsoever. I did understand that in the first 3 days, I get rid of all the toxins from my body. So another fasting period was easy peasy. That was walk in the park.
Gotcha.
So that's the hard part. Getting rid of all the toxins. As soon as we will go into ketosis, that will manifest itself as a side effect. Nausea, bad mood, or headache. Little nap is good. If you are water fast, get some more good quality water, because water is not created equally. You have a structured water and you have unstructured water, which is really bad for the body to drink unstructured water. Some people think it's a pseudoscience, but obviously if you put a structured and unstructured water on a thin layer of glass and put it in the freezer, you will see after it's frozen the differences. You will notice the differences. The structured water will manifest itself as like a snowflakes crystal, hexagonal, beautiful. Unstructured water is with very chaotic pattern. Does not hydrate our bodies, that does not remove any metabolic waste. So it's something to consider, because water has 4 states as a substance. Could be an ice, could be a vapor, could be a liquid, and could be a gel. And as a gel, structured gel, it resists in our bodies. That's why when we have cut, we are not ending up as a pool of water, which is like 50% of our body, sometimes less, sometimes more, depends on your age, gender, and so on. But water is very important. And breaking the fast is very important.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that's a great point, because I personally, the monk fasting, or even I do every day 20-hour fasting, always break my fast first with a juice, cold pressed organic juice. Mostly it's celery juice, and sometimes it'll be, mix of other cold press, basically beets, asparagus, and all that. But I wait half an hour, 45 minutes, at least 45, usually 45 minutes before I eat anything. When I'm eating anything, it's mostly organic food, like a salad, or maybe a, smoothie kind of, with fruits and, organic stuff. Again, smoothie type, I'll drink it. What Simon says is very critical, because if you're, like I said, my experience with even the 7-day, the whole, taste buds, everything change. If you touch like the oily or crappy food, you will feel it. You will know, it'll reject. Your taste bud won't, before you might have liked it, you'll stop all of a sudden, not like it anymore. So, like Simon said, that's very important. One thing I did want to ask Simon, people say, I personally, when my water only fast, I don't touch anything other than water. But some, they say it's okay to kind of drink coffee, black coffee is okay. Or tea, black tea, right? without obviously any, sugar, all that stuff, right? What is your opinion on that? I personally think it's 100% pure water. That's it, nothing else. But what is it? I mean, is that, matter if you drink coffee when you're doing water only fasting, or
coffee and tea could be very, very beneficial.
okay,
As long as it's with no milk
right,
and no any sweeteners.
right,
I would avoid sugars, of course, but also zero-calorie sweeteners,
right,
especially like aspartame or neotam or
right,
that kind of crap,
right,
just like toxic.
right,
For a reason, coffee and tea have no calories. However, they are loaded with antioxidants and polyphenols. So for that reason alone, it could help fight the hunger. And then because of the polyphenol content, those are the prime foods for our good bacteria in our digestive system. So we are not eating, our digestive system is on vacation, but our good bacteria want some kind of food.
right.
So polyphenols are perfect.
Gotcha.
Perfect for that. And like I said, I mean, hunger is also very habitual, so it will come and go.
Yeah.
So you need to, we need to train ourselves a little bit, make it a habit from time to time to fast. And then at one point, if you start fasting and you want to go more and more and more, I've noticed that sometimes I'm afraid of breaking the fast. Because I don't know, maybe I will see myself as I'm getting weaker. My mind is not strong enough. So I don't want to start too early, to break the fast too early. I just want to go further and further and further. But honestly, all kind of fasts are great. A few years back, I traveled to overseas. I went to Poland and I met a lady, and I'm talking to her, and we're talking about, out of nowhere, talking about fasting. And she said, "Oh, I'm fasting." I said, I'm fasting too. So that was during my 20-day fast, water fast. And we are talking about other topics, history. And she's telling me the facts. And I said, well, I'm a historian and I don't, what is the source of your information? And she said, I remember that. I said, well, you are way too young to remember that. And she says, I'm 70 years old. She wasn't, I wouldn't say she was more than 45. And she says, I can show you my driver's license. And I said, you are very, very attractive. So I said, do you have any, what's the secret? And she said, I eat 5 days a week. I don't eat Sundays and Mondays. So I said, any side effects? Any health issues? And she said, no. I said, when was the last time you seen the doctor and make some blood work and stuff? She said, 40 years ago. And I said, for how long you've been doing that? She said, 40 years.
Wow.
So when you talk to good holistic practitioners, and as a matter of fact, one of my friends, he came across a talk with Dallas Cowboys, one of the Dallas Cowboys doctors. And he was informed that based on your lifestyle, you can be 15 years older or 15 years younger. So you do the math. And then when it comes to dry fasting, some people say 1 day of dry fasting is equivalent of 3 days of water fast. I don't know if there is any scientific evidence. Dry fasting is easier for me.
Okay.
Because I don't feel any hunger. When I start drinking, I start being hungry. And then there is a body goes into so-called hypertonic state when you dry fasting, way, way faster. So there is no food, there is no water coming into the body. So we stimulate the body way faster on, like, we stimulating intelligence of the cells on a cell level. And we do convert proteins on a cellular level different way, more complete, more radical way. So for some people, I mean, they will tell you that, oh, you are nuts, you cannot survive without water for 2 days. You have to drink. Well, I did few times in my life over 5 days dry fast. 5th day was kind of tough, but I know it's possible. They just publish scientific data on a small group of people who did the dry fasting for 5 days. And it's really fascinating how the body can get rid of even the pathogens, viruses and microbes inside the cell. So that's really biochemistry on a different level.
Gotcha.
And then, like I said, if somebody is willing to try dry fast, you can have a bottle of water or glass of water by your side all the time. If you think you can do it, you just start drinking. But if you think you can, if you will get the day behind you and you will go for 36 hours, like a monk fast, but a dry fast in this same period of time, pretty much you will wake up with a huge sense of accomplishment. You will wake up a different person. You will see. You will see that's possible. Of course, it's not applicable to many people because some people say, "Oh, I have to take my medication."
Yeah, that's true.
And how many medications? I need to get 10 medications, and 7 of them they require to be taken with food. So I strongly recommend to watch the documentary Super Juice Me, which was for me, it was the starting point for my juice fast. But it's fascinating documentary. It's like an hour and 15 hour, 20 minutes story about people who showed up in the resort in Portugal with all kind of health issues called chronic diseases. But 2 of them, they had to sleep with oxygen masks. All of them had to take all kinds of medications. One of the gentlemen with the oxygen mask was taking 52 pills a day. By the end of the 4 weeks of special juice fast, water fast period, he was left with 2 pills a day. So those 50 pills didn't do any good for him.
Right.
I mean, and still he was taking those. And then nobody was using oxygen masks. All those symptoms and chronic diseases pretty much disappeared in a thin air because the body can perfect when we do not try to push too hard eating and drinking crappy stuff. Yeah. So it's hugely beneficial for our mental health as well.
Yeah, that is very true. Lastly, before we end this, right? One of the things that Simon mentioned is when you do the water, at least for me, water only fasting, as I got to 3rd, 4th day, when I did the extended water fast, 7 days, the sleep got deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. I mean, you feel like you don't need water or nothing, right? So anyway, so last question before we end this, right? The dry fasting, obviously, are you like one of the things, I've learned in water only fasting is you shouldn't be working out, especially not heavy workouts. Walking around, doing stuff, that's fine. But if you do like me, exercise and all that stuff, you probably shouldn't, because that affects, you're going to, minerals, all that stuff. You won't have the energy. So any advice on that, especially on the dry fasting and water only fasting, how they should go about limiting the activities, I guess?
Well, I wouldn't, for people who have some experience, actually, I will go to the steam room, even though I'm dry fasting. Maybe I will go to steam room, a little bit to the sauna to speed up the process. I know how, I have no clue how long I will stay on dry fasting right now, but I want to add one of the hormones which is being produced right now while you are dry fasting. It's called vasopressin. It's an anti-diuretic hormone, and it's designed to retain the water in the body. And then it also, they were giving that vasopressin hormone to control group. They noticed a couple of things, meaning those people have way better ability to observe facial expressions in other people, which is indication of sharper brain powers. Also, those people with elevated levels of vasopressin, they were able to make a quicker and more risky, accurate decision. Probably it's one of our abilities which we are not using right now, and they were some kind of put to sleep or abandoned from our hunters' genes.
Gotcha.
Our nomadic past, when we had to hunt as a hunter-gatherers, tribes and families. That was our way of life. So we still do have it, but we don't use it.
Right.
So I know that your vision will improve, hearing, smell, senses, the water will taste amazing. It has to be good water. If you will have a good water and a tap water, that will be huge, especially if you are dry fasting.
Gotcha. Now, about the workouts, right? You recommend not working out and all that stuff?
No, I wouldn't recommend to work out because the body is under stress anyway.
Right. Exactly. Awesome. All right. Great information. I would recommend, I guess, maybe, kind of listening to the episode again. Pick and choose whichever you want to follow. Maybe try the monk fast first and then go for the bigger things. I haven't tried the full dry fasting myself. I guess I've done up to 18 to 20 hours or so dry fasting so far. I haven't done the 24 hours. I'm going to try the 24 hours, I guess, mainly because I got to stop my workout schedule to do the dry fasting, because I've
noticed that when you dry fast, I started to chew organic cloves. I chew organic cloves pretty much almost every single day.
Oh, yeah, I do that too, actually.
But when I'm dry fasting, my mouth is not dry. My skin is not dry.
Right.
So we need to remember, even if we drink water, 10%, up to 10% of the water which we lose taking a pee, up to 10%, it's not the water which comes in from the water we drink. It's the water which we create in our body, because what is water? It's a hydrogen and oxygen.
Right.
So we have oxygen coming from the air, and we have a hydrogen attached to pretty much every single building block in our body.
Mm.
Is it the sugar, which is only in food, which is protein or fat? Body is too smart to use the proteins because that's the main building block for our muscles. So the body will not use proteins and stay motionless, any possibility to move and survive. So we are using hydrogen from sugars and fats.
There you go. Awesome. Cool. All right. Well, again, thanks for taking the time, Simon, and explaining, getting in detail about fasting, the mechanisms and what happens and different things that happen in your body. Again, I'll be sharing his, Simon and these, the store they have in Colleyville. If you want to get the food from them personally there, that's the best way. But they have their website, they have their Instagram. And if you would like to essentially, do the business, same thing, what they're doing and work with them. And especially if you're a doctor, very passionate about health, a naturopathic doctor or something like that, any clinics, please contact them. They would love to, work with you guys and kind of share what they do, plus also provide the nutritious and excellent food for your patients or whoever needs it. Simon, again, thanks for taking the time, man.
Thank you so much, Roger, for having me. Have a good night.
Night.